Ash and Steel does something most RPGs wouldn't dare to do today. It simply doesn't tell you where to go. Welcome. Today, I'd like to share thoughts on a recently released game and the design choice its developers made. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so if you have any, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think, and thank you for joining me. So, even though Ash and Steel has its fair share of issues, like bugs, performance hiccups, the usual early release chaos, I've really come to enjoy it. A lot of people compare it to classics like Gothic or Risen, and honestly, that's fair. The inspiration is obvious. One thing people criticize over and over though is the lack of an in-game map and quest markers. No compass pings, no glowing arrows, no hovering icons. Technically, that's only true in Act 1. In Act 2, your character, who is a cartographer, finally gets a map. Whether it makes sense that it takes him this long, well, we can debate that another time. But the important thing is, the absence of the early game map and the absence of markers throughout the game is a deliberate design choice, not an oversight. And judging by some reaction I've seen, it's a very controversial one. One guy on the Steam forums wrote, and I'm paraphrasing here, "I won't buy this until the devs learn that this is bad." End of paraphrasing. Well, maybe they will change it. I doubt it though, and honestly, I'm glad they didn't. I didn't expect that reaction from myself. I tried the demo and bounced off quickly. It felt clunky, and the lack of directions confused me, even tested my patience. Quest givers would say things like, "Go find this guy," or "Grab that item from my chest," and that was it. No guidance, no magical breadcrumbs. And at first, it really annoyed me, and then somehow it started to immerse me. One NPC at the woodworkers camp gave me slightly more detailed directions. Head that way, then past that, then turn here. It still took effort to find the place, but suddenly I was paying attention again, listening, actually thinking about the world instead of just following a marker. Before I continue, keep in mind this is just my opinion. You may totally disagree, and that's fine. I'm not here to convince you. I just want to explain why this worked for me, and I would like to hear your thoughts on this. Because somehow this game arrived at the perfect moment. After playing so many modern RPGs, I had gotten used to convenient systems, compass markers in Skyrim, floating icons in MMORPGs, GPS-like street routes in Cyberpunk. It's comfortable, efficient, and it slowly trains you to stop noticing the world around you, in my opinion. Older games were different. When you played Ultima back in the day, you didn't get markers. Sometimes you didn't even have a map. And if you did, it was a physical cloth map showing continents, not precise quest locations. You had to search, you had to quest. I think World of Warcraft was where markers fully entered my gaming life. Before WoW had, before add-ons, before coordinates, quests sometimes required actual exploration. Over the years, convenience features became the norm, and we all adjusted to them. Of Ash and Steel, with all its flaws, doesn't really follow that trend. And the question is that a flaw, or is it a feature? For me, it became a feature, a genuinely refreshing one. Without markers, I had to actually learn the world. Road signs mattered again, landmarks mattered, the shape of the terrain mattered. When a road split and neither path was marked, you couldn't rely on instinct, you had to explore. Sometimes that meant running away from high-level enemies, other times discovering secrets or new quests by accident. It felt like an adventure again, not a checklist. Some might call this Stockholm Syndrome, and I disagree. I realized I was more immersed than I had been in a long time. I think the last time I felt that way was maybe with Baldur's Gate 3. That game did have a map, yet it sometimes had quite vague directions sometimes, and some parts truly felt like an adventure, where you'd stumble into something very optional, not relevant to the story, but you found it because you explored. As a contrast, I recently launched a polished AAA RPG. Beautiful, big budget, lots of systems, and within minutes, the map exploded with icons. Question marks everywhere. Marker trails everywhere. Go there, kill X, return to marker. I got bored incredibly fast and I uninstalled. For many, it may just be a small difference. Okay, I need to find this MacGuffin, and this game simply doesn't give me a map, so I simply have to search. But I feel like this actually makes quests feel like quests, not, okay, follow marker, hit monster, open chest, run towards the big marker on your UI, or the marker on the map to handle the quest. It doesn't feel like chores, it feels like a quest. Now, again, Of Ash and Steel truly isn't perfect, far from it, but it managed to pull me back into the mindset of old school RPGs, back when they were new. Sure, you can say, just turn off markers in modern games, and yes, sometimes you can, but it's hard to resist the temptation to peek at the map. Convenience is addictive, you know it's there, so you use it. Here, that option doesn't exist, at least not in Act 1. And because the game is still niche, there aren't many guides or wikis to lean on. You can either dig through Let's Plays or accept a challenge and try to find things yourself. For me, this worked beautifully because of the character you play. A lost cartographer, bad at fighting, stranded in a land he doesn't know. He needs gear, skills, supplies, and he needs to literally learn the world. Being confused and directionless at the beginning fits the roleplay perfectly. It enhances the experience. So, does every game need maps and markers? Every RPG? No, absolutely not. But I fully understand why some players find it frustrating, outdated, or inconvenient. If you hate the idea of searching and navigating by yourself, this game probably isn't for you, and that's completely okay. There are plenty of great games with more guidance and fewer technical issues. But if you're in the right mood, and you enjoy the idea of role-playing a character who has to genuinely find his way around, without a glowing arrow, without a minimap, without the comfort of modern UI design, then Of Ash and Steel might actually surprise you. It surprised me. It might feel jarring at first, and it did for me, but then suddenly I felt like I was 12 again playing Ultima, trying to find that one dungeon. What do you think? Does this design choice feel outdated? Or does it feel like a fun throwback to classic adventure design? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, I'm back. I have to find some camp and I have really just a general direction, but I'm actually looking forward trying to find it. So, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.